It's 8 o'clock, and here are our top stories in 90 seconds. A growing wildfire has forced evacuations of more than 20 homes in Jefferson County. Tonight, we're live as fire crews work to get a handle on it. A systems issue causes a boil water advisory in Castle Pines, leaving businesses with no choice but to close.
I think there's no choice, and we had to do it. It hurts.
And these issues could last through the entire weekend.
No work often comes with no pay. They have families, they have mortgages.
A community gathers together to remember Isabella Thalas, killed 1 year ago today. And tonight, Denver7 exclusively sits down with her mother.
She had the biggest heart and soft-spoken, kind.
Plus, the prosecution rests its case in the Devin Erickson STEM school shooting trial, what we can now expect from the defense. And 5 lucky teenagers have been picked as winners as the state's Comeback Cash scholarship drawing.
I'm vaccinated. More people will go and get some. Maybe I'll inspire them.
Good Thursday evening, and thanks so much for watching Denver7 News on Local 3. I'm Jason Grenauer. We want to start tonight with breaking news out of the high country. Eastbound I-70 is closed at Silverthorne because of a fire burning near mile marker 209. That's between the Eisenhower Tunnel and Silverthorne. This picture from a CDOT camera at the tunnel heading west shows the traffic backups. There is no estimated time of that highway reopening. Fire crews in Jefferson County are battling a wildfire from the air tonight. It has already forced evacuations of more than 20 homes in the county. This fire is known as the Platte River Fire. It's burning in the Ramona Gulch and Dome Rock area just south of Conifer. Denver7 CB Cotton joins us from Conifer High School, where evacuated people are being told to check in. Now, CB, you just got an updated information, really, from the county within the last 30 minutes. So tell us, what's the latest?
Jason, we absolutely did. And as you said, we're here at Conifer High School, the evacuation center for residents who were asked to leave their homes after the start of the Platte River fire. Right now, not seeing too many evacuees in this area, and officials tell us it's likely because they've gone to other areas for safety. But I want to go into some details about how this fire began. So right now, the fire is thought to have started when a tree was blown over into a power line, and that's according to a spokesperson for the Jeffco Sheriff's Office. We're also told there are 6 fire agencies fighting the fire from above and boots on the ground efforts. As you said, Jason, right now the fire is at 30 acres with 0% containment. Here's the message from the county about what you should do now that we've entered fire season.
Register for code red notifications. That's the reverse 911 system and how we notify residents if they do need to evacuate. In this case, we went door to door because there were so few residents. We tell them to try to mitigate fire dangers on their property, to have a plan in place, and to know their evacuation routes.
And Jason, officials also tell us that today's high temperatures and wind have certainly contributed to this fire spreading. They're also asking that residents in this area stay up to date with the latest information by following the county's social media channels. We're live in Jefferson County this evening. I'm CB Cotton, Denver7.
Hoping for all the best for all of those people under that evacuation order. CB, thank you. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson now. Mike, our weather has been just hot and dry all week long. We had some breeze today. It's just perfect conditions for these kinds of fires.
And Jason, there's more of that to come. Right now, there is just nothing but clear sky in the Denver area. The highs today along the Front Range way up there, 95 in Denver, triple digits Pueblo, La Junta, 99 in Greeley. And even at this hour, the temperatures are still 90 at Greeley, 84 in Denver. It's turning cooler off to the west. There is a cold front that's slicing into the state. As that front pushes by tonight, we will see some cooler air come in, but it's not going to bring us a whole lot of moisture. That's all way to the north of us. And so the headlines coming up on this, cooler for tomorrow, a few storms possible over the weekend, but the very warm, dry conditions continue into next week with triple-digit temperatures coming up in the 7-day forecast.
All right, Mike, thank you. Well, if we can find any hope in our hot, dry weather, it's that the eastern half of our state remains drought-free. But the drought remains dire east of the divide, where you can see the western slope is under extreme drought. A boil advisory is now in place for thousands of Castle Pines residents, including businesses. A water plant failure forced restaurants to close their doors. It's a new strain on an industry that took a blow during the pandemic already. Denver7's Addie Guajardo spoke with a restaurant owner who says they simply can't boil enough water to stay open, and how the mayor hopes to help the businesses impacted.
Pino's of Castle Pines, can I help you?
Calls for reservations are coming in at Pino's Italian Bar and Kitchen, and while tables are open, the doors are closed.
I'm very sorry to let you know this, but our business has been closed.
Restaurant owner Joe Sabia closed down on Thursday after the Castle Pines North Metro District issued a boil advisory because their chlorine injector failed and the distribution system lost pressure. Now, this is a big deal because it could allow disease-causing organisms to enter the water system, and they service 3,500 addresses.
The thing that really shut us down was our inability to wash dishes and silverware and clean pots with water. Could possibly lead to illness, and that's just a deal breaker.
A spokesperson with the water system says no contamination has been reported. The water district is flushing out the system and will begin testing water on Friday.
I think there's no choice, and we had to do it. It hurts. We're gonna have a problem recovering.
Joe says he's called off employees.
No work often comes with no pay. You know, they have families, they have mortgages.
He's also canceled dozens of reservations and predicts a huge loss in revenue during the 4-day closure.
Minimum thousands, yeah. Maybe tens of thousands.
A financial loss the mayor of Castle Pines hopes to lend a hand with.
We're creating a plan where we can provide them financial assistance for the revenue impact that's going to occur during this time.
At least 2 other restaurants next to Joe's also closed their doors. The water company says everyone they service should boil their water before consuming it until further notice. In Castle Pines, Addie Guajardo, Denver 7.
Now, Addie also checked in with the King Soopers right near Pino's. They say they can't serve deli meat or fish because they don't have the proper ways to clean their equipment. They also say they are starting to run out of bottled water. Well, tonight, a community gathered at Bella Joy Gardens in Denver to remember and honor the woman that park is named after. 1 year ago today, Isabella Thalos was murdered. She and her boyfriend were walking their dog in Denver's Lodo neighborhood when a suspect started shooting at them. Isabella was just 21 years old. Her boyfriend was also shot and had to undergo multiple surgeries. So many people were touched by the death of Isabella Thalos. None felt it more deeply, though, than her family. Denver7 anchor Ann Trujillo joins me now. And Ann, Isabella's mom spoke with you exclusively to talk about what this past year has really been like.
She did, Jason, and just profound heartache. And as you would imagine, losing a child is one thing, losing a child to murder, unthinkable. I went to Ana Hernandez Thalos' Denver home. She showed me pictures, told me stories about her children. Isabella is her oldest, born and raised in Denver, and she talked about how difficult this has been for them all and what keeps her up at night.
Why? Why did it happen? Why her? I can't get that out of my head.
Having to go through a court case and see the man who's accused of murdering her child. Our investigative team is looking into that part of the story since the gun used, an AK-47, was the personal weapon of a now former Denver police officer. Anna tells me she's just looking for a fair trial and some peace of mind.
It feels like yesterday.
Really?
It still does. And I was, that's really what I was reflecting upon, because it's just kind of like a mother waiting for her child to walk through the front door and just come home and run up the stairs and hear her car pull up, and it just feels like this just happened.
Well, the park, Bella Joy Gardens, where the candlelight vigil was held tonight, it's one place where she feels some comfort and can see her daughter's face in that beautiful mural. And Jason, we talked extensively about Isabella and the case, and you can see more of that conversation tonight on Denver7 News at 10 o'clock.
A lot of emotion that we expect. We will see you then.
Okay.
Well, today the prosecution rested its case in the trial of Devin Erickson. He's one of the suspected shooters in the STEM school shooting. Defense lawyers began their case with testimony from a CU Boulder professor who said the shot that killed Kendrick Castillo may have been unintentional. He says it could have been the result of being rushed by other students. The defense continues their case tomorrow. 5 Colorado teenagers now have $50,000 to use toward higher education. The governor announced the first winners today in the Comeback Cash Scholarship Lottery for kids ages 12 to 17 who have received at least one dose of the vaccine. The winners include a teen from Centennial, Longmont, Littleton, Boulder, and Mesa County. And they all have different goals and dreams, including Ariana from Longmont. She will be the first in her family to attend college, and she wants to study American Sign Language.
Thanks to this scholarship, I will have more time to focus on my studies and learning rather than worrying about the debt.
Natalie from Centennial wants to become a dentist, and we also heard from Thomas of Steamboat Springs. He was originally picked to win the scholarship, but turned the money down. He said he already had a full ride to college, and he wanted to give the money to another student.
I decided it'd be best to pass it on to someone who might need it a bit more than me and could really use it to its full extent.
Now, these are the first 5 of 25 total scholarships that will be handed out over the course of the next month.
What we do here is offer a safe space for people to be themselves.
A chance for everyone of all ages to express themselves in a safe space in Colorado.
It has been a help to me as a place to go, even though it's virtually, but I go and I've met a number of people there on the screen.
We take you inside the Center on Colfax, which is acting as a lifeline for the LGBTQ community this Pride Month.
This cold front will bring us some brief relief, but then it's right back to the hot stuff.
And we have a first-hand look at the cleanup efforts for an area impacted by last year's wildfires.
If we can keep that soil up there, it mitigates the water quality, and it also speeds up the recovery of the fire area itself.